Hi neighbors, welcome to the March 2023 How's the Market Update. This month we have a special guest joining me in just a little bit. Going to provide some good insight on the market in the coming year. But right now we're going to dive into the numbers for this past month in Birmingham and Homewood. So let's jump in. In the city of Birmingham, we currently have 603 single-family houses on the market with an average price of $249,000. That's 33% more listings than we had this same month last year. So pay attention if you're a buyer who's been shopping. If you were looking around the market this time last year, know that there's more than 30% more houses on the market right now for you to consider than there was this time last year. Be aware of that. It's the same situation in Homewood. Birmingham, last month we had 216 single-family houses sell. That is a 36% decrease from the same time last year. So a good bit less number of transactions happening year over year. Average sales price in the city of Birmingham was $284,600. That is a 7.8% increase. So we're still seeing some price appreciation across the board. And on average, listings are selling for just at 100% of what they are listed for in the city of Birmingham. 102% last year, more than 102% last year, but right now it's at 100% of the list price. Last month it was 98% of the list price, so it's fluctuating a bit, but it's not over list on average like it was this time last year. And then the average dollars per square foot in the city of Birmingham is $139. That's a 9% increase from the same time last year. Now, our median days on market last month was 10, and this time last year it was 4. So whereas last year it was taking a weekend for a house to sell on average, median, it's taking about a week and a half now. So that's noteworthy. But we've stayed under 3 months of inventory. We're at 2.75 months of inventory in the city of Birmingham. So now in Homewood, there's 26 single-family houses for sale with an average sales price of $683,000. The number of units sold last month is down 18% from the previous year, and the average sales price is pretty flat. It's negative 0.8% of what it was last year. Average sales price in Homewood, $646,000. And there is 1.1 months of inventory in the city of Homewood. So that remains a very, very tight seller's market. The median days on market last year in the city of Homewood was 3, and last month it was 4. So in a lot of ways, that market looks just as competitive as it was this time last year. So that's the picture here in Birmingham and Homewood. Now we're going to bring in our special guest this month. Matt, thanks for joining me, my friend. So Matt is not only one of our trusted lenders, he's literally a neighbor in Southside. So I'm thankful for you stopping by and chatting with me and sharing your knowledge with everybody.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, appreciate you. So wanted to run by you, over the last couple of weeks, there's been a big narrative, social media and headlines in terms of some top-down changes to financing. And kind of the script is that folks who have a great credit score and are putting like 20% down are really getting penalized when they are going to make a purchase. So how much of that is accurate, and how do you feel like that affects the market right now?
Well, it was a lot more accurate until last week.
Okay.
So there was some pricing increases that were involving how high someone's debt-to-income ratio was. That was going to provide a lot of difficulty for us through the disclosures to get that correct with what the government wants us to do. They removed that. The other changes in the LLPAs, which is loan level price adjustments, are changing just like they do every other year, every so often, since 2008.
Okay.
So those changes will still be in effect, and there's smaller ones that are going to credit scores that are normally get nothing. Mm-hmm. But it's opening up the market in other areas of that matrix, and the effect, I think, will be very, very minimal. And those things are already priced in now anyway to the rate that you get when you're shopping for a mortgage if you were to do it today or did it this time last year. Mm-hmm. those LLPA adjustments are already factored into the rate. So you get to do one of two things, just like you do now, which is I can buy that down with a discount of whatever amount that you wanted to get down to a particular rate or what have you. Or you can actually just have it go up in rate. And it's not a 1-for-1. So if you had a half a point adjustment in your LLPA, you're probably going to be able to get away with anywhere between an eighth and a quarter of your rate adjustment. So it's not near as impactful as people think. And if you pay it in cash, well then obviously it doesn't go on to your rate structure at all, so you're not paying that for the long term.
Okay. Well,
So I think pretty much it's fairly going to be not impactful at all, especially with it being in play during the time where the rates should be getting a lot of downward pressure.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. So thank you. Now, over the last couple of years, interest rates being historically crazy low, and then a big change, a huge swing in 2022. Rates have defined the market for the most part over the last couple of years. So, what kind of expectation do we have for the rest of this year? Without having a crystal ball, obviously, what's kind of the general expectation in your industry of what rates might be doing in the future?
Well, as a caveat to begin with, when the rates started going up the way that they did, everybody missed it. Everybody in my industry missed it. So I want to put that as a caveat of that we're going to tell you what we think, what the market indicators are telling us. Yeah. But the fact if we're wrong or right, that's going to be a guess based on metrics that we don't know because the government doesn't tell us those. Yeah. What moves that they're making. Yeah. That being said, all the indicators are showing us a systematic decrease as inflation that comes through as a 12-month rolling average. As we keep going down and down and down, that's going to create less and less pressure to try and either go up in rates or potentially go down as the future comes. The consensus is by maybe mid-August, we should be in the mid-fives. Now, whether that's going to be actually high fives or low fives, we have no idea. Yeah. But I want people to understand who have bought houses in the past, because I've been in this industry over 20 years now. It's the 4s and 5s has been kind of the main central portion of rates throughout the lifetime of when this has been really impactful, which has been the last 30 years. So we're going to get into something that's not what it was in 2020 and 2021, but those were abnormally low for an abnormally long period of time. Yeah. And that's what's caused a little bit of the stagnation of the market because those people don't want to move. Yeah. Ununderstandable. But families grow, people move, and as it becomes a little bit more palatable as the rates drop, it's going to open back up because we still don't have enough housing in the Birmingham area for the next 5 to 7 years, just based on the population we have now. Yeah. So house values are going to be stable, and there's going to be more people that are actually buying those at a 4 and 5 percentage point rates. Infinitum.
That makes sense. All right. Well, kind of last question. With all the clients you've been working with recently in today's market and the climate right now, how have some of your clients been winning just in today's market? What's been some of the best success strategies or just experiences that clients have had purchasing recently?
Well, so you have two different sides of that, right? So what helps you win a deal? I mean, obviously nothing's better than cash. But making sure that you have something where you've already given your income and asset information to your lender, and that lender can make sure that you have already been underwritten or partially underwritten until you just receive a title and appraisal, so where then that speed kicks in. And everything's getting so automated, lots of AI in our industry, that you should be able to get a loan done in 10, 15 days with the amount of volume going through right now. So you still got speed to close the house as well. So that's a strategy to win the house. Strategy from lending, on my point, is there's a lot of options that are out there, understanding that all of the programs from the 2020, they're all still there. 100% programs, 97% programs. FHA dropped their MIP monthly rate to 0.55 from 0.85, so that helps you in your monthly payment if you go FHA. You have a lot of different arms and buy downs and what have you. And that all depends on how long you're going to stay in the house
Mhm.
and who pays that money.
Mhm.
If you're paying your own buy down, you're just prepaying your own interest. Don't bother doing that. If the seller's paying it, okay, well then you get that reprieve. But did you pay higher for the house to get that?
Yeah.
So it's all just kind of a money talk that I'll have with somebody.
Yeah.
So let them know where they want to be, because if you want to be in this house for 10 years, you may need a different mortgage, or one that's going to be more advantageous to you than if you know you're going to move in 3.5 years.
Mhm.
You know, so it's the same with buying your rate down or what have you. How long will it take you to break even for the money you paid for the rate that you're not going to get?
Yeah.
And are you going to be in the house long enough to observe that benefit?
Yeah.
Because if you don't get your money back for 8 years and you're going to move in 5, then you just wasted your money.
Mhm.
And I'm here to make sure that I don't waste your money.
Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you so much. As always, appreciate your knowledge and
Certainly.
your support. You take care of our people very, very well, and you're one of the people smarter than me that I try to always be around. So appreciate you.
Very nice. Thanks.